The Nigerian televangelist Timothy Omotoso and his two co-accused Lusanda Sulani and Zukiswa Sito were acquitted on Wednesday after an 8-year legal battle over charges that included racketeering, human trafficking, rape, and assault. The 66-year-old preacher, who has spent nearly 8 years behind bars awaiting trial, expressed relief after the High Court in Gqeberha delivered its verdict. He said, "I thank God. The only thing I can say, I thank God. I give him all the praise." Omotoso told journalists outside the courtroom and said, "I'm 67 by next July. I've been in prison for 8 years." When asked whether he will pursue legal action against the state, Omotoso said he needed time to reflect and said, "I think it is better for me to rest first. I have been in prison for 8 years. At this stage, I think we should give some time for that." Delivering the judgment, Judge Ima Skuman meticulously reviewed the testimonies presented by both the prosecution and the defense. While she acknowledged inconsistencies in the complainant's accounts, she stated that their evidence was not incredible. However, she also found that the defense's version of events could not be dismissed outright as false. Skuman highlighted a significant weakness in the prosecution's case, noting that the evidence of the defense was not properly tested through a proper cross-examination by the state, and said this matter falls in the category where, in my view, the explanations of the accused are improbable, and I do not subjectively believe them. However, due to the uncertainty of the actions of the state and the lack of proper cross-examination, I cannot find that the accused version is so improbable that it cannot reasonably possibly be true. Ultimately, she ruled that the prosecution had failed to prove its case beyond a reasonable doubt. The accused are found not guilty and are discharged on all charges. Following the verdict, Omotoso, Sulani, and Sito knelt in the courtroom, offering prayers of gratitude. Outside, jubilant supporters embraced Omotoso, chanting "Papa" in celebration of acquittal. The trial, which began in 2017 after Omotoso's dramatic arrest at Port Elizabeth International Airport, had been fraught with delays, legal challenges, and changes in legal representation. The NPA had previously described the case as a milestone in South Africa's fight against human trafficking and sexual violence. Omotoso was the leader of the Jesus Dominion International Church, which had branches in South Africa, Nigeria, and Israel. With its headquarters in Durban, the state alleged that Omotoso and his co-accused led congregants, employees, and young women under the guise of spiritual enrichment and personal development. According to the prosecution, the complainants were allegedly taken to locations such as Durban, Israel, and Nigeria, where they were subjected to strict rules, including restricted phone use and separation from male acquaintances. The state alleged that Omotoso would then summon them to his private quarters, where they were sexually assaulted. Despite the prosecution's confidence in securing conviction, the court found that the evidence presented failed to meet the threshold required for a guilty verdict. While the state has yet to announce whether it will appeal the ruling, the case has sparked widespread debate on the challenges of prosecuting high-profile figures in cases involving sexual offenses and human trafficking. Meanwhile, South Africans have expressed outrage over the acquittal of Nigerian pastor Timothy Omotoso, blaming the country's justice system for failing to protect women and children. Many took to social media to voice their disappointment, calling the system flawed and ineffective. Omotoso, who was facing 63 charges including racketeering, human trafficking, rape, and sexual assault, was acquitted despite the state reportedly having 43 witnesses ready to testify. His co-accused Zukiswa Sito and Lusanda Sulani also walked free, further fueling public anger. The National Prosecuting Authority came under heavy criticism, with many accusing it of failing South Africans. One said the NPA is a disappointment, while another warned that this ruling could set a dangerous precedent for foreign religious leaders, saying the acquittal will only encourage fake pastors from outside to come here and do as they please, knowing they might escape justice. One particularly shocking revelation was that a key whistleblower in the case was gunned down just a month ago. and said, "How is Omotoso a free man now? South Africa is a joke." Another frustrated citizen posted, "With the acquittal now final, Omotoso remains a revered figure among his followers. However, for many South Africans, this case has only deepened mistrust in the justice system, reinforcing fears that those in power can evade accountability while victims continue to suffer in silence." Another one said, "The NPA really messed up on Omotoso. They'll issue a statement shortly saying they are studying the judgment, blah blah." Someone also said, "One thing about South Africa is the NPA don't care about rape victims nor the rape cases. The South African justice system is a joke. Hashtag Omotoso." Another one said, "The NPA is in complete disarray from first-hand experience. I can tell you that the NPA prioritizes posturing, publicity, perception management, and image projection over its actual responsibilities and mission. Perhaps it should be renamed the National Publicity Agency because that is closer to how it executes its duties." Another one said, "When we say there are no skills in South Africa, we are talking about things like this. Does the NPA have even a competent prosecutor?" Another one wrote, "I was in high school watching her getting grilled by the defense, being asked very graphic details. I remember watching her speak for me and all girls who were violated yet couldn't articulate what happened. Cheryl Zondi, you were failed." Another one said, 2 weeks ago, Pamela Mabini, a Gqeberha community activist, was killed in a hail of bullets. She was a key witness in the Omotoso trial, and today Omotoso is acquitted from all the charges. I'm not a detective, but I know what's going on."
Guys, all sorts of fabrications spread about us online when we're walking down the street. Our lives have never been the same after coming out about this. And one has to wonder, so this is what the last 8 years of our lives has come down to. The main concern wasn't even the knowing of what he did to us. It's knowing that he's not going to stop. He's going to continue to hurt women and other girls. And that's what we wanted to stop. That's what we wanted to prevent. To say it ends with us and it's not going to go any further. But he's not going to stop. It's in his nature. And I feel that this is kind of enabling to him. I think things may only get worse from here. Definitely going to be more from this, and believe that this is an act of God, and it's not. I think we're all familiar with the fact that evil prevails in this world, and it's really unfortunate.
What's your take on this one, people? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more news.